Uh, yeah, I think the worst thing about me is that the video qualities are not good enough. I mean, I, I wish I made some better videos, like with better quality, well edited. I see all these people making all these videos, so yeah, I don't know. It seems a little blurry. I don't know. Maybe it's some effect or something. Okay, grain as well. Let me turn on the light, maybe. Okay, this is relatively better, I guess. So yeah, I mean, say I don't want to care. I mean, I do care about presentation. I think presentation is important. I mean, it shows that whoever is watching, the audience members and everything, it means that you care about your audience. So that's the important and interesting thing about um, presentation, like making it presentable and everything. But that's a very subjective thing again. It's a very subjective thing as to what is presentable, like how far do you go with your presentability. So uh, the reason why I make videos is because I am trying to express myself, and that's the only reason why I do. Because for a very long time I've felt very clustered. I felt very clubbed in within myself, like. But I've only gone on to realize that all these are just ideas and nothing else. These are all just perceptions and illusions that we just harbor within ourselves, and there's no essential necessity that something has to be a certain way, or something has to be done a certain way. Of course, I mean, of course, there is a rule, there's a pattern. There are even sometimes physical laws that might prohibit us from doing certain things and not doing certain things. But we can never say that that is the only way or that's the best way to do it. What I want to say is that, let's say, for example, flying, right? We talk about planes, you know. Now, passenger planes are a great way to travel, but are they the best way to fly? Well, that's subjective, because I mean, currently that is the best that we can do. That's what it is. I mean, that's the best that we can do right now. It doesn't mean that's the best way forward. So what I'm basically trying to say is that it's very easy for, at least it was for me to. I mean, I used to get caught up in this perfectionist trap of sorts, that oh, I want things to be this way, I want things to be that way. But the truth is that it never comes really, and it may come. There might be a time when I'm doing everything perfectly, but until that time comes, I think that I should not wait for it. I should not stop for it. I should not be like waiting and thinking that oh, I'll get it done, I'll get it right this time, I'll get it right today, right? I mean, that's a really bad feeling. I feel that that you keep waiting for the right time to come, or to think that your life hasn't started yet, but you're going to be starting your life with this perfect manner, and so on and so forth. But the truth is that you look at history, you look at every person out there, you look at every moment in time, every historical event or any place. Look at the most advanced of places, the best of cities. Look at them. You'll always find that nothing is essentially perfect. I mean, perfect is what, right? There's nothing wrong, and there's nothing wrong going on with people. That is perfect. But look at the world out around you. I mean, is there anything that is perfect? And the truth is that there isn't anything that's perfect. Like, for example, if I have to now, like, recently I came to know that Dali, he's such a famous painter and everything, and he was he is considered to be one of the pioneers of sorts, when it comes to 20th century uh, painting and all these things. And you can say that Dali and Picasso, these people were like the last of the great painters before painting and visual art, manual visual art. You can say to some extent that that as an art form, or that as a way of communication, everything that sort of came to an end. So what I want to say basically is this, that but he's such a pioneer. Dali is such a pioneer, but this recently there was this whole. I mean, recently I came to know that he has been uh, accused of being a bit of a fascist, or not being kind of okay with fascism. I don't know how true or not true it is, but like there are allegations. So what I'm basically trying to say is that there's nothing perfect. Look at Michael Jackson. I mean, he had his own lawsuits and allegations and everything, right? Or look at Bruce Lee. You know, he died. He was such a perfect specimen, physical specimen. He could do everything. I mean, he was such a perfect, like, you can say that, anyone would want to be Bruce Lee, right? Anyone would want to have that kind of physical strength and prowess and everything. But he just passed away at the age of 32 or 33. I'm not really. I think I'm not sure right now, but that was the age that he passed on. So, what I'm basically trying to say is that I'm just what I'm trying to say is that no one has perfect lives. Everyone has their challenges. Everyone has their issues. Everyone has their you know pitfalls, sort of, either because of their something that they did, or maybe because of something that happened to them. you know People, just, there are no perfect people. Just keep looking at it. There are no perfect people. There are no absolutely secure places in the world. Anything can, I mean, some places are relatively better than other places, but that's it. They're relatively better. They're not absolutely better. So what I'm basically trying to say here is that there is no point in waiting. And the thing is that within ourselves there is this certain life force, that wants to be excited, that wants to work, that wants to push itself, that wants to be, like, fired up and everything. So in that kind of a situation, I mean, if we continue to, like, block ourselves and everything, it doesn't work, because I had been doing that for a very long time, and it just makes things worse. So that is why I'm just not being bothered with things. I mean, I hope I hope to get things better. I hope to, improve. Let's say, like, I'm making this video, so I would wish to make a better quality video in the future. But again, what happens is that if I stop to, like, try and make this video better, what will happen is that I'll just keep on thinking, keep on wondering that, oh, this is, I need to add this, I need to add that. So countless thoughts come to mind. So that I don't get bogged down with this feeling, or so that I don't get bogged down with these ideas. That is why I'm just trying to letting myself just function, right? Because I think what I need most is that functionality. What I need most is, that movement, that smoothness. Because that is what I'm trying to do. Because I think that is the only truth that is there. Because uh, you know I mean, of course, I mean, it is important to be patient. I'm not talking about not being impatient or something, but what I'm saying is that, there needs to be that flow. There needs to be that motion. If that motion isn't there, it all becomes a little difficult for us to, I mean, like, for example, like, I think the most important thing is that, when it comes to, say, physically being fit or active, the priority, of course, I mean, you can have specific goals, and based on those specific goals, you have to sort of tailor, and you have to organize and align your interests and your objectives, or your what do you call that, your routine, in that sort of manner, depending on what your fitness goals are. You will uh, align your align your routine accordingly. But what I'm saying is that, but basically, on a very basic level, the simple idea about being fit or being active is all about just being in motion. I still remember this one post at Al Cavadlo, the guy. I'm a big follower of him, and he's basically, I think he's based in New York, in the U.S., and he said this thing that, the key thing is to move. Of course, you can have tailored, customized plans and everything, and all of that are can be very effective, can be very helpful for sure. But the most important thing is that you just need to have that attitude in you, that you will keep moving, you'll keep traveling, I mean, you'll use your body, you'll be engaged in physical activities, irrespective of what the nature of that physical activity is. I mean, whatever sport you can play. You can play tennis if you want to, you can play badminton if you want to, you can play cricket if you want to, if you can play soccer, or you can play volleyball, whatever you want to, you can play. So uh, the point is, the idea is to not get caught up. But of course, uh, we must make an effort. But what I'm saying is that, like, even if the what the mistake that I had been doing for a very long time is that either I try to give my 100%, or I'll be just doing nothing. But now I've realized that it doesn't work that way. Even if I'm working 60%, even if I'm working 40%, that's also a good enough score. To be honest, that's also a good enough score. And milestones. I think it's all about like, well, reaching milestones. You may have a certain target in your mind, but you may not be able to reach that. That's okay. I mean, you can scale it down a little bit. So it's all very incremental. It's all very, but everything happens within the motion. When you realize, like, let's say for example, I'm making this video and I'm talking and things like that. I know that a lot of things are not organized at all while I'm making this video, but as the more I make videos, the more regular I am, and hopefully if there are some people out there who start watching me, then maybe I'll, then I'll realize that, okay, what I say maybe makes sense, and maybe then I'll try to improve the quality and improve the video and everything. But the most important thing, I think, is to keep the wheels running, keep the motion going on. That's the ultimate priority that we all should have in our lives. Thank you.